Welcome back, guys. This one shouldn't take too much of your time, but I thought it would be criminal not to make a video about this. So we had a look at it last night on stream. So the creators of this site actually reached out. I was very lucky and got to have a look at it before it actually got announced. But it is announced, it's official now, so you can start using this. But I'd like to just walk you through what it actually is. So now we know there's plenty of resources out there. You know, you can go to certain sites and look at BiS lists. You can go to other sites and look at dungeon guides. You know, this brings all of it into one place. But there's one particular bit which you want to stick around for because I'm incredibly impressed with it. I mean, I'm impressed with the entire site, obviously, or I wouldn't be sharing it with you guys and making a video about it. But there's one bit of it that I absolutely love and I've never seen it done anywhere else. Now, the amount of work that's gone into this is incredible. They've created their own databases, so they're not just like linking items from other databases. You know, they've literally created it from the ground up. Enough talk, you're probably excited to have a look, so let's dive in and have a look at what you can do with this website. Obviously, first, make sure you like, subscribe, come check me out over on Twitch, Scottejaye87, and let's see what this website's about. Okay, guys, so for those of you who haven't seen it already or, you know, heard about it anywhere, whatever, the website's actually wowtbc.gg, so www.wowtbc.gg, so definitely get it bookmarked and you'll be using this a lot. So we'll just quickly run through what you can find on here. When you're looking at the class rankings, obviously this will definitely be updated when it gets to a when we're actually in TBC and they can get the data from Warcraft logs. At the moment, this is based off private servers, so, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, but, you know, the top two are absolutely right. Destruction Warlock and Beast Mastery Hunter, we know that's correct. Some of the others, I would probably argue, but obviously, as I say, once it's actually out, we'll have the Warcraft logs versions. It's got a tier system for PvP as well, PvP rankings. Again, all based on Endless's arena systems. I mean, this for me is actually really quite close to the truth, I would say. As in, if I had to do the PvP rankings, it wouldn't look very different to this. Now, onto the juicy stuff. So, BiS lists. There's BiS lists for absolutely every spec. So, let's take, we'll go with Feral. So, let's look at Feral DPS. It shows you all the items. And as I say, really nice and clean as well. But also, it shows you what enchant you would put on it. And even, you know, the materials that you need for the enchant as well. But what I like is it actually does give you options. So, let's look at Primal Strike Vest, for example. So, let's say you wasn't level working. Or you didn't want to go level working, so you haven't got it. You can then look at what other items you can get in that slot. Maybe not of equal power, obviously, but just alternatives. So you can do that for every slot, which is like really good. So for the staffs, for example, it will show you all the different weapons you can get, where they come from as well. So, you know, auction house or quest reward, what quest it is actually a part of as well. So that's really good. And as I say, they've got so far pre-raid, tier 4 and tier 5. So you can start planning out what items you want from the raids, you know, from each boss. Really quite good. Obviously, you can change spec. So it's got, as I say, every single class, all pre-raid through to tier 5. If you want to have a quick look at the Rogue, for example. Yeah, I mean, you get the point. It's a really good tool for you to start looking at your gear and what gear you would want. And then obviously it's got class guides for everything as well. So let's have a look at the class guide for, so let's say Retribution. So it tells you, you know, your basic sort of rotation priority system, what you're going to do. And again, in a reasonable amount of detail as well. Shows you your spec, obviously, that you should be as well. And then it's also at the bottom of each class guide, it's also got a link straight to the BiS list for each of them as well, just for sort of ease of navigation, which is actually really cool. Then it's got boss guides for everything, again, tier 4 and tier 5, with some really good notes as well. Well, I really like this. This is a nice touch, you know, where they're giving sort of specific advice for each class, you know, so the fact that you can Divine Shield or Stone Form or Blessing of Protection, Ice Block, the Garrote, also with, like, you know, nice tooltips as well for the abilities. So really cool there. And as I say, they've done everything tier 4 and 5, every single boss. I mean, already you can start to see how this is going to be quite a good resource for everyone, you know, new and experienced. I mean, you can see straight away, this is solid, like really well done. And we've not even got to the juicy bit that I can't wait to show you. Well, I can wait to show you because I've not showed you yet, so... The only thing that I'd like to see, which, speaking with the developers of this site, sounds like something that's going to come anyway, is more advanced class guides, maybe even written by members of the community, you know, who know their class inside out. But expect lots of updates on this over time. You know, these guys are on it. The amount of investment in time and money and everything that they've put into this site, I mean, it's going to be amazing. It's as simple as that, but let's get back into it. And then moving on to the leveling guide. So you've got a full dungeon leveling guide, you know, and it's based off BioSpark TV's video that he done recently. I do believe, this is not guaranteed, but obviously speaking to the owners of the site, this could possibly be amended to match the spreadsheet that we looked at, that Ramus of Attunement put together. So, you know, it's very possible that there could be some amendments here based off of that sheet, but I don't know. I mean, it's robust enough as it is anyway, so they probably don't need to make any changes in a great hurry. And then obviously talent calculators, as you would expect, but really nice, clean talent calculators, all 2.4.3, balanced, you know, balancing of the talents as well. So again, even just a great site just to start, you know, planning your talents out. You can share talent builds, everything that you would expect with a talent calculator. I mean, I don't need to go into a great deal of detail there. Now, this is the one that I absolutely love, the attunement tracker. So, you know, you start at 0%. It will tell you where you need to go. So you need to go and complete the quest outside Karazhan. Then you need to go to Hillsbrad Foothills, you know, travel to Shatrath, and you can, you know, do all of these requirements that you need till you go all the way through the attunement and till you're attuned, basically. Then, you know, same for SSC. So gain revered with Cenarian Expedition and purchase the heroic slave pens key. You know, all of this is fairly sort of straightforward. The whole Nightbane quest line as well, which you can just tick off as you go along. Obviously TK, Mount Hyjal and Black Temple. So, you know, a really good, clean way of sort of working out where you are in the attunement lines. And then, yeah, keep tracking your progress, basically. And that's it, really, guys. I hope you found it useful. It's got an amazing tool. Make sure you use it. It's a great resource. Make sure you share the link, which is in the description, on all your Discord servers. Make everyone aware about this because it is really good. And a big shout out to the guys that made it because they've put so much effort into it. Not just, you know, the time that it takes to do these things, but the research as well. You know, phenomenal. Great job. If you've got any feedback on it or there's any sort of inconsistencies or discrepancies or whatever you want to call it, there's a feedback button in the top right. Make sure you hit it and let them know because obviously we as a community and the developers themselves obviously want this 100% accurate. If you stay to the end, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.